Hi, this is Angelica. In this video, I am going to discuss on how to use a measuring flask or volumetric flask. So these are used to create solutions of an exact known concentration. Measuring flask or volumetric flask is a pear-shaped vessel with a long narrow neck and flat bottom. A thin circle etched around the neck indicates the volume of the liquid that it holds at a definite temperature. Volumetric flasks come in a variety of sizes which are printed on the side part. Wave the neck of the flask, there is a line. Fill the flask exactly to this line to achieve a correct volume. As volumetric flasks are used to prepare solutions of exact concentration, the whole process needs to be carried out with precision. Dispense an exact volume of concentrated solution into the volumetric flask, and this is usually done with a volumetric pipette or a micropipette abdillion to the flask. Here we used in distilled water. Fill the volumetric flask to about 2/3 and spill gently to mix the solution. It's very important that you have a homogeneous mixture before continuing. Start to add a diluent in a more controlled manner as you approach the line. Use a dropper to reach a correct volume. This should be carried out at eye level. Cap the flask and invert several times to ensure you have a well-mixed solution. Dispense your concentrated solution into a volumetric flask. Using a beaker or wash bottle, start adding dilute. Depending on your technique, you might end up with 2 separate layers. For example, water on top of your concentrated solution. So when the flask is 2/3 full, swirl it gently until the solution becomes homogeneous. Then, continue filling carefully until you are close to the line. Add the last bit, drop twice while keeping the flask at eye level. You have achieved the exact volume when the bottom of the meniscus sits on top of the line. Cap the flask and invert several times to ensure the solution is mixed thoroughly. Things to watch out for. After inverting the flask, the bottom of the meniscus may be lower than the line. This is normal. Do not add more water at this point. If you don't take care when filling the flask and overshoot the line, you have created a solution of a known concentration. In other words, you have to start again. When making a solution form a solid, fill the flask to 2/3 and make sure the solid is completely dissolved before filling to the line.
How to measure liquids using a graduated cylinder. Graduated cylinders are thin glass tubes used to measure the volumes of liquids. The process of calculating volume using a graduated cylinder is straightforward, but certain steps must be taken to ensure an accurate reading and maintain a safe working environment. Once you familiarize yourself with the procedure, you will be able to repeat the steps with confidence and quickly measure small amounts of liquids. First, confirm that the tube is clean and dry, because dirt may chemically contaminate the substance being measured and it may deter accurate determination of volume. Dirty glassware does not drain properly and the volume delivered may not be equal to that indicated by calibration mark. After, pour the solution in the tube. Steady the tube with one hand while pouring the liquid you are measuring into it from another container. Hold the cylinder at eye level to take a reading. Ensure that it is hanging straight down. Avoid crouching to read the cylinder while it is resting on the table. Then, take the liquid measurement at the very bottom of the dip in the surface of the liquid. This dip is called the meniscus. It forms because liquid molecules are more attracted to the glass than they are to each other. Look at the horizontal lines on the side of the cylinder. Ascertain to which line the meniscus is closest. Determine the increments of measurement on the tube. Locate the closest hole measurement below the surface of the liquid. And finally, count the number of segments up to the line nearest the meniscus. Calculate the volume of the liquid by adding the hole measurements to the sum of the segments.
Pipette. Pipette are used to transfer a particular volume of solution. As such, it is often used to deliver a certain fraction or aliquot of a solution. To ascertain the fraction, the original volume of solution from which the aliquot is taken must be known, but it is need not all to be present, so as long as it has not evaporated or been diluted. In measuring the volume using the pipette, first, you need to insert the top end of the pipette into the electronic pipetter. Then, once the pipette is in the electronic pipetter, insert the bottom tip of the pipette into the liquid that you want to be measured. Then lastly, use the top bottom button to draw liquid up and into the pipette. Use the bottom button to release liquid. The harder you press these buttons, the faster the liquid will move in or out of the pipette. It takes some practice to get used by controlling the flow of liquid. So start slowly by pushing the buttons gently. Burette. A burette is simply long graduated tube of uniform bore with a stopcock or a pinch cock at one end. It is used for measuring volume in a quantitative or trigonometric estimation. The burette reading is noted before and after delivering the liquid. The difference of these two readings is the volume of the liquid delivered. The liquid should be delivered drop-wise. Before filling the solution to be used, the burette should be rinsed with the solution to be filled. For rinsing the burette, few millimeters of solution are taken into it and the whole inner surface of burette is wetted with the solution by rotating it. After rinsing, the solution is filled in the burette with the help of a funnel above zero mark and the reading is noted. Stopcock is then opened wide and the solution is allowed to run through the nozzle till there are no air bubbles in it.